Forrest Breyfogle here. In this session, I'll be talking about chart type applications and selections in a 30,000 foot level metric reporting app. 20 30,000 foot level metric reporting application examples are described in Management 2.0 and Leadership 2.0 System 2.0 books. Access to a free 30,000 foot level metric creation app is provided in the book's appendix. The above appendix provided link will lead to a register and login page that is like the one shown here. Enterprise Performance Reporting System or EPRS app can freely provide the vehicle for creating a 30,000 foot level report for an organization's dataset. File inputs can be from Excel spreadsheet of an attribute failure rate or continuous, no subgroup or subgroup data. This session describes applications and selection of a 30,000 foot level chart type for various situations. Described as the common forms for 30,000 foot level process output responses, which can provide a prediction statement when a process is stable from a high level viewpoint. The time series and Pareto chart options in this section here are not 30,000 foot level methodologies. In this app, time series is provided for the tracking of a response over time when a response is inherently not stable and a prediction statement is not possible. For example, the Dow Jones stock market closing price and perhaps organizational revenue. Pareto chart provides a graphical categorization of 30,000 foot level responses that can be used to determine where to focus process improvement efforts. For example, types of 30,000 foot level reported failures. Attribute chart type. An appropriate attribute chart type needs to be selected. Application examples are percentage or proportion rate for monthly customers that are dissatisfied, percentage or proportion rate for monthly transactions or products that were defective, count number for monthly customers that were dissatisfied, count number for monthly transaction or products that were defective, percentage or proportion rate for manufacturing reworks reported weekly, percentage or proportion rate for employees who resign monthly from an organization, percentage or proportion rate for monthly shipped products that were returned or were defective, percentage or proportion rates for incoming inspections that tested unsatisfactory. Count the number of monthly quotes sent. Instead of an attribute reporting, this monthly quote sent metric could be reported as no subgroup without specification, which would include a probability plot in the 30,000 foot level report that provides a quantification for a between month variation. Percentage or proportion rate for quotes rejected reported monthly. If any stable process prediction statement is unsatisfactory, process improvement is needed. No subgroup chart type. No spec. Application examples are financial metrics, monthly reported EBITDA and functional expenses, for example, legal and maintenance departments, monthly operational expense to revenue ratio, length of time to finish one daily randomly selected cycle time to complete operational task, computer network outage percent of time reported monthly, number of new customers reported weekly, number of new visits to company's website reported weekly, number of sales calls made by one person or department reported weekly, market share reported monthly, work in progress WIP reported monthly, lead time for product development and each phase gate of the process reported between projects, number of products shipped daily, person hours to complete a task, for example, create a monthly executive status report, number of hours that a product or transaction was delivered late relative to a commitment, one situation daily. Product yield volumes reported daily. Work hours between safety incidents, update 30,000 full report when a new safety problem occurs. If any stable process prediction statement is unsatisfactory, process improvement is needed. No subgroup chart type with the specification. Applications examples are dimension on a daily randomly select manufacturing product. 30,000 full level report would provide an estimated percentage nonconformance rate relative to specification requirements for a stable process. Dimension on a daily randomly selected supplier product. 30,000 foot level report would provide an estimated percentage nonconformance rate relative to a specification requirements for a stable process. If any stable process prediction statement is unsatisfactory, process improvement is needed. Subgroup chart type, no spec. Application examples. Length of time to complete a task, where 5 instances were randomly selected daily. Subgroup would be daily measurements. For a stable process from a high-level viewpoint, a mean or median and 80% frequency occurrence would be reported for individual measurements. Length of time to complete an order fulfillment, where there is a random selection of one daily completed transaction from the 7 days of a week shipments. It is believed that day of the week affects time to complete an order fulfillment. For example, it is supposed that Monday's duration is longer because this day follows the weekend. Because of this assumption, the 7 daily shipments would be in a subgroup. With this subgroup reporting approach, Monday's length of time completion will be considered a source of common cause variation. For a stable process from a high-level viewpoint, a mean or median and 80% frequency occurrence would be reported for individual transaction times throughout the week. The number of days late for production orders are reported in a 30,000 foot level chart where there's a weekly subgroup of the data. For a stable process from a high-level viewpoint, a mean or median and 80% frequency of occurrence would be reported for individual transaction times throughout the week. Days to receive payment for individuals' invoices, where all or a sample completed invoices are monthly subgroup. This metric is similar to a traditional day sales outstanding or DSO report, except individual transactions are monitored instead of reporting only a mean response. For a sample process from a high-level viewpoint, a mean or median and 80% frequency occurrence would be reported for individual invoices. If any stable process prediction statement is unsatisfactory, process improvement is needed. Subgroup chart type with specification. Application examples are a dimension on 5 daily randomly selected samples of a manufacturing product are reported in a 30,000 foot level chart using a daily subgroup. The estimated percentage rate for individual nonconformance will be reported relative to specification requirements for a stable process. A dimension on 5 randomly selected samples from a supplier's daily product receipt are reported in a 30,000 foot level chart using a daily lots received subgroup. The estimated percentage rate for individual nonconformance will be reported relative to specification requirements for a stable process. If any stable process prediction statement is unsatisfactory, process improvement is needed.